Aquarius, this is Annette with Annette's Astrology Corner, and this is your August 2015 forecast. And I'm doing things a little bit different. I have daily forecasts, and so I don't feel like I need to spend as much time going over individual days of the month, except for the primary energies. Except for the primary energies of the month, and that is because I will cover them extensively in my dailies if you watch them, which really honestly Aquariuses and Sagittarius are probably my least favorite fans, and so you probably don't, but if you don't, so sorry for you. You should. I will be going over in all of my forecasts. I'll go over all the primary energies. I will go over all the primary dates. I will go over the houses that all of the primary energies are in. So that, let's say, if you listen to one of my dailies and I say the sun is quincunxing your Saturn, let's say. Well, if your sun is in your 7th house and Saturn is in your 10th, I give you that information in your monthlies, you're going to know how this affects you in your sun signs, moon signs, rising signs for that particular day. So I am going to give you a rundown on where all of those energies are in all of the personal planets. But for now, let's get started on your monthly forecast. So guys, the first, Saturn goes direct, and this is really good news. You know, I don't really like it when Saturn dives into my past. It brings forth a lot of past pain, karmic relationships, karmic issues, past debt. We just got over all of those energies because it was going through some of our darkest sectors. Some of our darkest sectors, which was in Scorpio, in that 8th house area, you know, anything that rules Scorpio, which is like the 8th house realm. You look up the 8th house, that's kind of what we went through. We're talking about some personal transformation, but we had to embark on some painful breakdown before we had some transformation in a certain area. If we didn't learn our lessons from the first transit that Saturn came back around, which is back in 2012 to 2014, when it came back around and hit the same exact area, it really brought forth some of those, I don't know, those loose ends and tied them all up and made them in a nice neat bow for us. If we learned all of our lessons, then our lives ascended and took a big forward movement in the right direction with this in this last month. Now that Saturn is going direct, you guys, this is about Saturn making direct requests from you. This is not about pulling up karmic issues and about looking back and about past karma and you having to interpret everything based on things that people are showing you from your past. It is about direct obstacles. So if Saturn doesn't like something you're doing, it's going to put a hardcore direct obstacle that even you can't interpret as just, you know, something random. If you come across an opportunity and that opportunity just suddenly flounders and you're struggling to make this opportunity manifest, then that's actually not an opportunity and you need to pass that opportunity by, because that's Saturn's in there creating a direct obstacle in your life, being in a direct status, and preventing you from any progress in that department. When Saturn's in a karmic mood, and it's trying to teach you via a karmic method, it is going into, it's pulling back people from your past, and it's making you face things from your past, and it's making you see things often through relationships, often through you know, like for me, I went through this continuous strive to be in the medical field, and it was obstacle after obstacle after obstacle between 2012 and 2014. As soon as I got out of that and I went into teaching, I found that I don't even have an obstacle. Like, it's just flows. The job is perfect. I have no problems with people. I have no problems with management. It's just, it flows harmoniously. And that's when you know that opportunity is something that's going to take you to the next level. So for you, you're having Saturn be direct in your 10th house. So you're going to want to look for signs in your job. If you are in the right job, Saturn's going to go in there. It's going to be benefic, and it is going to expand and remove obstacles from progression in your life path, destiny, your career goal or purpose, right? If it starts creating some opportunities, or you feel a sudden loss and you don't know where it comes from, that means that that is the sign for you to turn in the opposite direction from Saturn, from the universe, from the forces that you believe in. It is very important to know this because it can be confusing when you're trying to interpret these signals and you don't really understand why it seems like sometimes the universe is against you. It's not against you. It's benefiting you. The next big thing I want to talk about is we are going to have Mars move into Leo. It was in Cancer. In Cancer, it's not in its best energy. It's in a debilitated state. When energies go into debilitated states, you will find that you will manifest a lot in the lower vibrations of that particular energy. In this case, when Mars was in Cancer, you know, the wet energy and the deep energy of Cancer put out the fire in Mars. So, you know, you wanted to move forward, you wanted to be aggressive, but you found you were being more passive aggressive, or you just didn't care a whole lot. If you cared, you would go home and you would retire, and you would do all of this within your shell, within your, you know, within that spot that makes you feel safe. Now, this isn't Aquarian energy, and this isn't Mars energy. You guys are forward, Mars is forward. You guys are fire and brimstone, and you guys are progression. And you know what? When you're sitting in this wet blanket energy, you're wondering how you're ever going to make it through, because you just don't get to that emotional depth. You just don't. It's not that things don't touch your heart and cause you sadness, because they do. They do. I mean, nobody can say that they have no emotional depth except for sociopaths and psychopaths. And, you know, it's not every Aquarius I know. You guys are wonderful people. It's just that you can emotionally disconnect from things that people can't. And it allows you to be a progressive energy in forward movement, where other people can sometimes get stuck in their past and get stuck in the dirt and they can't get the car out type energy. So with Mars moving forward in this Leo energy, you are feeling sexually motivated. Absolutely. This is the most sexual position for Mars. It is a very highly energized area, but it's sexual in the fact that it just wants to please all of its senses. So you may find that you may tend to want to go more towards some meaningless, clandestine affairs. You may want to embark on just getting sexually satisfied. You may want to pursue a creative endeavor. You may feel passionate about it, and you may want to express it. So if you are not a person that is sexually motivated whatsoever, then you're going to find that all of that passion gets directed toward a creative endeavor or something that you feel wholeheartedly passionate about. Always remember that, you know, Mars is an energy that's based on pure passion. You know, if you are in the political arena and you are passionate about a cause, you are going to pour 110% into that cause as of now. We also have, on the 11th of this month, we have Jupiter going into Virgo. Now, when Jupiter is this benefic planet, it is the planet of luck and expansion, and it is in a debilitated state. So, you know, you're going to ask me, you know, is it just going to, you know, then all the energy is just going to see, is all this energy going to be at a low vibration? No, Jupiter doesn't work that way. I mean, really the lowest vibration of Jupiter is maybe just some delayed in the benefic parts of Jupiter. It's not, you know, it's just such a good energy to have, whether or not it's debilitated or not. Here's how you can get the most out of opportunity and out of this benefic energy. Jupiter is going to be in your 7th house in Virgo. So you are going to be thinking about unions, marriage, contracts, shared resources. You're going to be thinking about partnering with people. You're going to be thinking about pursuing something that you are incredibly passionate about. Pleasure is going to be very important. And the way that you get that is through sometimes clandestine affairs. However, here's where the transformation is going to take place. The transformation for you is going to take place when you see yourself through others. That's how you know your faults. You know, when you look at your chart, your natal chart, and you look at where you, you look at where you rise, and then right across is where you fall. And where you fall is always in others. It's where you fall in love. It's where you fall on your ass. It's where you get your butt handed to you. I mean, it's through others. When you look at all of the friends that are in your life and all the people that you are attracting, if you are attracting clandestine, meaningless affairs, that means that you are deficient in some way of being able to give somebody a permanent spot in your heart. There is a transformation at this point for many of the Aquariuses that I know where they need to get back in touch with what they truly want. Now, I'm not talking about what they're protecting themselves with, what they're saying they want, and what they're forcing themselves to want, and they've talked themselves into wanting based on past failures. We're talking about transforming it and getting back to what you truly desire, which is a partner that expands your freedom and your ability to make a difference in the world. And this is, you know, you want to get in touch with more like-minded individuals. There is so much powerful energy supporting the fact that there is some progression starting to happen where you guys need to start loving for the sake of others as well as yourself. Yes, you can go out and have a delicious clandestine affair that will meet your physical requirements. Absolutely. Mars is going to make sure of that. You know, if you see something you like and it's eligible, you can absolutely tangibly have it at this point. Jupiter is going to go in and expand those opportunities. However, what Jupiter will do, and I warn you of this, is Jupiter is a benefic planet. It expands whatever it touches. So if you are not healthy, it's going to expand where you're not healthy. So if all you want is a bunch of clandestine affairs, you're going to get that, but you're never going to attract anybody with any kind of quality, and it's just going to go down this vicious cycle of you constantly thinking that everybody's the same, when in fact it's not everybody that's the same. It's you're still broken on the inside. You're still deficient in some way that's attracting all of these unhealthy behaviors and all these unhealthy people into your life. Who you attract is who you are. If you don't attract anybody, then that's because you have nothing to give at this point, and you need to evaluate that. And if you tap into Jupiter, you can expand and transform some very powerful things in your life. You know, the theme this month is going to be about others. So there's a lot of emphasis about you not being alone anymore, you not having a voice, you not having the leadership roles that you desire. This trend is very important for you to understand. When Jupiter comes into somewhere, at first it expands the weaknesses. And it expands those areas that, you know, we're not gonna get what we want, because Jupiter is a benefic energy. It wants you to have what you want. Now, if you're a healthy, great person, you've done all the work, you know, I've got myself back, I am who I am, then you know what's gonna happen, guys? That's when Jupiter is going to expand opportunities and healthy relationships. It's really going to make relationships go from friends to lovers to partners very, very fast in this energy. It's just how healthy are you at this point? Also, this is about legal contracts. If any of you guys are having some legal problems, this is about seeking some resolution in those areas, expanding, and transforming those areas, and, signing on the dotted line and it expanding opportunities. So there could be something in that realm. Then on the 14th, we are going to have a new moon in Leo. And of course, this is sitting in your 7th house. Guys, this is a beautiful new moon. This is the first new moon that we've had in a long time that is not afflicted heavily. There are oppositions, I'll talk about it, but good God, it's nothing like what we've been experiencing. The only way that we were having new beginnings is to have breakdown in the first place, and then we were forced to have new beginnings because we would just, I don't know, that's just the process of the universe at that time. Now we're at the point where our new beginnings are not through breakdown. Our new beginnings are through new beginnings, are what we want to manifest. So we have ripe soil. It has been fertilized with the best fertilizer, and we have rain coming to get those seeds, keep that in the moist soil, but we have enough sun coming in between those gorgeous sprinkles to make these seeds grow. This is the type of energy. So idealistically, think about what you want from partners and friends, partnerships in relationships, in workers, co-workers, in business opportunities, how you want to partner with them, about any kind of, if you're going to work through any kind of contracts, if you're going to hire a lawyer, you want to have a really good partnership with that lawyer. It's anything about creating harmonious resolutions with others. It's also about just plan as many, picture the perfect person in your life. I don't care if the person's there or not there. I don't care if you really, truly even want a person. Just watch a stupid, sappy love story or look at the most beautiful person that you think that you deserve and plant a seed and try to really believe it tangibly that it's yours. I want you to really, really, really manifest that this is actually a real life opportunity and that you could possibly have something magical happen from the seed that you plant. Believe that it can happen. Manifest it. Manifest it in your life. This is the new moon to do it in. Make it about desire and pleasure and happiness and romance and sexual intimacy and plugging you back in. Think about friends and partners that you want in your life to move forward with, that are like energies that will really uplift you and manifest the best parts of you during this new moon. Then finally we have a full moon in Pisces, and that's going to be in your 2nd house. This is on the 29th. Guys, this is a super amazing full moon. Now, granted, I always talk about how full moons shed a light on the darkest parts of humanity. So it's going to shed the light on the shadow sector of human behavior. So if in your other sector, somebody doesn't value you, somebody doesn't feel that you're worthy of them, or you don't value them, or you think that you could deserve more, that is when you could see an ending in the situation. But endings bring forth room for new beginnings. And so if something ends suddenly with somebody in your life, don't look at it like, oh my God, my life is over. This is the only opportunity I'm ever going to have. And don't go down that dark road. Really believe and manifest that you're going to have more, and you will have more. Trust me, there is amazing energy to be had. This full moon is going to be in a harmonious conversation with Neptune. Neptune is Pisces ruler. So you are going to have this watery energy filling you full of mystical fantasy energy. When you put the Aquarian mind with Pisces energy, you are talking about unique and unusual ideas manifested literally out of thin air. This could mean that you come up with some amazing invention like the iPod. Just you come up with it, this creative process, and you know, it adds value to your life. It adds a pursuit to your life. It could possibly generate enough money to give you the possessions you want in your life. But it's like a eureka type of a moon if you let it. Now, the way to get these answers and these messages and these guides is to allow the energy to seep into you. I advise getting a lot of sleep during this full moon, meditating, napping, being quiet with energy. If you start seeing a bunch of signs, this is a very, very highly and sensitive, intuitive full moon. So you could get signals. If you're driving down the street and you just keep, I don't know, thinking about the same thing or thinking about the same person, or you keep idealizing something, please write it down. Please visit it. It is a signal from the universe. You are going to have a unique connection. Everybody will with this energy. And for you, this is going to be about possibly getting you to the level where you have all those desired connections that you want to get to that. This is going to be about becoming what this is about valuing yourself enough to establish some boundaries and getting what you want based on realistic goals for how you see yourself. You know, it's about, you want somebody to attract somebody in your life who sees your value as much as you do. That's what you're trying to do. But at first, you've got to learn how to tweak and value yourself correctly. You know, don't just isolate yourself and lock yourself away and give up on everything and just float through life because you can. No, manifest it, make it happen. Start intending on attracting very valuable people to you that increase how you feel about yourself. Have an amazing and wonderful, wonderful August. The primary energies for the dailies, if you want them, are the Sun, Venus, and Mars are all going to be in your 7th house. Jupiter is going to be in your 8th house. The new moon is going to be in your 7th house, and the full moon is going to be in your 2nd house. Those are the primary energies. So if you hear me talk about them on my dailies, look at your little sheet here, write it down where these energies are, what houses they're in, and that will give you an idea based on your sun, moon, and rising where these are going to affect you for this month. Again, guys, all of this energy is leading up to a really big next few months. We're going to see a lot of progression. Ascension is extremely possible. I feel it with every ounce of me that by the time we are done with October, going into November, we are going to have some amazing awakenings beyond what we can understand. And it's going to be for light workers, for people who are servants of others. We're going to see those people start to take more of a leadership role. And the material world, I think, is not going to hold the same clout as people who truly serve for the betterment of all in the world. I hope you have a fantastic month, and I look forward to talking to you.